I think that was good.
Well, I sure hope so.
All right. Well, we're going to hit that red button here pretty soon, but no, it was funny. Last week when I put the episode out there, people were like, hey, you didn't edit the first part of the video because you guys are out because you're talking.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we did it because we thought it had some comedic value to the podcast, so whatever.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. So, hey, Dare, when you're ready, hit that red button, big guy.
At least somebody
Make
watched
sure
it.
you cut this out, guys.
What is that thing? Oh, it's like the whammy. Hey. Yeah,
I'm definitely cutting that out.
the fucking red button.
Welcome to the Sneaky Par Show, where amateur hacks try to balance shitty golf between careers, dating, marriage, and everyday life. Over to you guys.
All right. We got the fellas in the studio on this beautiful Thursday in Chicago. We got Daddy D to my left wearing the same vest he wore last week.
And you are welcome.
Yeah, still looking good in it.
I'm actually going to wear it every week.
And Daddy D today, as you guys might see on the video, he's standing up today. I think his back is a little achy today.
I've been walking a lot, playing a lot of golf.
I was going to say I saw some like early scoliosis forming last week, so that's good.
They say it's healthier to stand.
Yeah,
So,
hey.
I mean, by the end of the episode, I will have the stool.
We just get to see your like strong calves, so it looks really good. And we got Chi-Town to our left, or to my right here today. He's what is that? The Glen Club polo today. He's got rocket.
I am pumped up for today's episode.
Yeah, he is. He looks pumped up. Brian has had a big last 7 days since our last episode, so we're very excited. I think he's been rejuvenated on golf. I think he's back into it, full steam.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
I'm back in. A golf for the first time in 14 months on Friday.
Okay. Nice.
Crushed it.
That's so hard to believe. First time in 14 months.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that because we had a good time out at Daddy D knows a guy at Chicago Highlands.
Guy who knows a guy.
Guys who knows a guy.
Which he will be on this.
He will be. Yeah,
on the
he's going to come on the show. He's got a great Patrick Reed story that he was telling me, so it's going to be great to have him on the show.
We should make that a new theme. If there's anybody that wants to invite us to their country club, they can come on to the podcast.
I wonder if our phones will be ringing.
So last week, Brian said the Butler pullover that he wore was the last one in his collection. He obviously lied to you, so we apologize to our listeners and viewers. This is the Glen Club, and he has said this is the last golf.
This is the last one. Unless our listeners would like to throw a shout out to their country club, size large, DM Marty for his address, and go ahead and send it to him. Yeah. I'll wear it on the next podcast.
I love how you DM the single guy for his address. You don't want to give out yours.
But I probably have a lot of pullovers.
Don't ever DM me.
I probably have a lot I can give you.
Yeah, I mean,
start making.
Well, what's funny is the Highlands. Like Brian must have tried on 6 different styles of vest, and they didn't have your size in any of them. I mean, great pro shop, by the way. Yeah. Wonderful selection of
size medium. Like when you turn 10, you stop wearing the size medium.
Speak for yourself, Brian.
Right, like some great gear though.
Oh, dude, some of the top gear I've seen at a golf pro shop.
I think what it is, it's coming towards the end of the season, so they got rid of a bunch of stuff, and they're getting new stuff in. So they're not.
Yeah, they get the fall look in besides the summer ones.
So don't feel bad.
But I do have some fashion questions.
Okay,
right? So I wanted to get a vest.
Always, obviously.
I have that.
Oh, well, and hold on. I'm wearing the RLX baby blue to match my eyes vest today, so which doesn't do me any justice.
All I have is the Patagonia Tech vest that everybody else has, right? Which is very warm. Sure. It's a little too warm to golf in.
Well, so you don't wear Patagonia on the golf course.
Yeah. Well, that's the only vest I have, Marty. Okay. All right. It was cold. And so I did not know what vest to look for or which golf pants. And you are a very sharp dresser on the golf course. So I was wondering if you could help me out with that.
Well, the golf pants, I've gone through a bunch. And you really just, it's kind of buy it if you, like the ones I used to have with these Nikes, like really like kind of, nice little like fabric and it was kind of stretchy, but they were super baggy. Yeah, and so I can't do baggy. So now I'd rather have floods in my pants on the golf course. So the Nike ones I got them from Amazon. I think they were like $60. Dick's Sporting Goods had them. Bought a pair there. So
RLX has a good set of pants. Right. And then I don't like to say this, but gosh damn it, Lululemon.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't like to say it. I don't like to.
No,
it.
I know people that wear Lululemons to work as business casual, and they wear it on the golf course as those pants. My favorite,
I feel like that was the funniest thing I've ever said to Brian.
Yeah, you love it. I was surprised Brian was like, "What's Lululemon?"
He's like, "No, Darren didn't just say that."
Well, I have this sweater that I've had for 3 or 4 years, and I wear it like 3 times a week in the fall, winter time, and it's from Lululemon, and it's the greatest sweater I've ever had. So, hey, Brian,
all right,
don't knock it, bud. Don't knock it.
They're
Thank you.
They're nice.
All right, so
I learned something today. I never knew.
Hey, you learn something every day.
And Under Armour. Under Armour's got some good ones too.
True. Well, maybe we'll have a little fashion show next
week.
No
Jumpman?
We'll bring a...
No Jumpman?
No Jumpman.
No. I mean, they got Jumpman shirts and stuff and the hats at the Harold Varner sponsored by Jumpman.
Why would we want to support that Chicago guy, right?
Okay. He's from North
More money.
Carolina. He's not from Chicago. All right, let's quickly get into the numbers this week. I put you boys on a pip. I feel like you kind of did a little work, but I kind of feel like you didn't. So, quick numbers here. Instagram, just a modest another 3% increase. That was the same increase from last week. So we went from 247 to 255. I guess it's going up. Can't argue with that. It's not going down. The Twitters, I'm going to skip that one. I don't want to get in a fight with Daddy D about that. Big one here, though. The Facebooks, as we talked about, we had a 25% increase last week, but to this week, 958%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hello.
I didn't realize. So at our age, Instagram wasn't really the big thing back in the day. Most of the people I have is on Facebook.
Right.
With, 1,500, whatever, how many followers you
MySpace.
have. MySpace was a great site. And so
I was more of an AOL chat room guy.
Yeah, perfect.
That's obvious.
And so the
crushed
Facebooks, I didn't realize, you can actually, from the Sneaky Par page, invite all your personal connections via there. So I sent out 700 connections, which is crazy that I have I think it's 1,300 people that I'm friends with, but I only sent out 700 invites. I mean, it's 600 people. I was like, no, don't really know this person. So about half of them friends in there, I guess, are real and half are fake.
I'm sitting there thinking, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, please.
But,
We have different friends.
My mom's on there.
Well,
She's probably already.
Do you remember my Facebook idea, defriend December?
that was the greatest idea. Give people a little defriend December, because that was one of my favorite times around you.
So in the month of December, you go through your list and you just defriend somebody. Everybody has somebody they never haven't talked to on Facebook for years, right? And then you make a post. I defriend December. If you're reading this, you made the cut.
You could have it like an advent calendar, and every day is a different friend. Let's go down. Oh, December 4th.
See? We're getting on
How many people did you defriend?
Oh, it was a good amount.
Oh,
right?
that was a
Yeah,
lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking hundreds.
A lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I created my own little perfect virtual world where everybody agreed with me. It was awesome.
Oh, that's great. We got Daly over there again today. He's got a mic and a headset today, and he's drinking a little gumball head over there today. So he's got the Sneaky Par hat, working the camera. Daly, how's everything going over there, bud?
Quiet.
Yeah.
On my side of the table.
So I know you
whisper quiet.
you usually book the talent for the show, and we had our first guest, Curly Hair Trev, last week. He said he was going to be back this week. Did we just not get his agent in touch with us, and that just didn't work?
Can we put Daly in a pip while we're at it?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. We come out of the gates with these quote unquote guests. I don't know. He's a friend of a friend.
Yeah, he sold us. He sold us, and just what, Daly, next time you booking some guests, let's get some people who can tell a fucking story.
Dally did make the Instagram page today for what we were carrying.
Oh, yeah,
which I don't know if we want to talk about.
We can. I put the picture on there, but we were hungry today, fellas. On the way to the studio, we asked Brian to pick up some food, and he didn't check his phone.
Sorry,
but-
I was here on time.
Yeah,
My bad.
We're always late. We got a crave case from the old White Castle. We got 10 regular, 10 cheese, and 10 jalapenos, and I'm going to say it was delicious. I mean, the chicken rings, the fries, I enjoyed it.
Nothing's changed in 20 years.
Yeah.
Took us about 30 minutes to get through the drive-thru, but
Consistent.
other than that. All right, so YouTube went up 71%, and I think we found one of our YouTube followers. The first one is we were emailing with her on other work stuff, and she sent me a note saying, hey, I followed you on YouTube, and she's the only one who's actually said that, so she's going to get the free hat.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And the downloads. So I remember I was telling you it doesn't really do unique users. It does total downloads. We're just going to go total downloads moving forward. So we went from 121 last week to 220 this
Hello.
week. 81%.
Hey.
Hey, guys. I mean, I put you on a pip. You responded. You upped your game.
I want to know what my commission check's
Your
going to be.
commission checks look pretty good. I mean, you're going to hit some accelerators here,
Should
buddy.
we move away from a pip to MBOs?
I hate MBOs. Whenever we had those, I dreaded MBOs. Brad, what's an MBO if people don't know if they're listening?
Meaningful business objective.
Managed.
I thought it was me. I thought it was
managed.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, manageable, meaningful. But it's basically
Meaningful. That's a dick. Aren't you a VP, Brad? Come on now.
That just sounds good. Meaningful. All right. Okay, good.
I try to take the management part out of it, But yeah,
No, it's management by objective, right? Isn't it?
Management by
Okay,
objective.
good.
Yeah.
But so it's instead of saying, hey, you sold this much, or it tracks activity.
Yeah, which is activity you can bullshit it any way you want.
Right, which is why I want to be measured by MBOs.
By meaningful.
By
Right.
Meaningful.
Yeah, I want
business
50% of my
objective.
pay by MBOs.
I had that at one of my companies.
Did you really?
Not 50%, but it was
It was a
higher
good amount.
percentage. Yeah.
I mean, every company I had pretty much had those, except if you're in an outside sales role.
Yeah.
You don't really have MBO. MBOs just sell.
Individual contributors.
Yep. So, Brian, it's interesting. I'm surprised you're not dressed in the whole Bryson DeChambeau look after his big win. I thought you'd have the little stupid little hat on, his whole little outfit, bulk down some weight because he's your boy now, right?
He is my boy, but I did not think he was going to win.
No?
Nope. I said after day 3 that him and Wolf, their forms were just too inconsistent and they weren't going to win. And I was wrong. Yeah. I doubted my guy.
Well, I think Bryson owes you some love. You didn't know who he was 3 weeks ago. We told you who he was. He became your favorite golfer within that time. And look what happens. He wins a major. And I would say arguably the best major that's out there.
So any PGA golfer out there? If you want to win a major, come on the podcast.
We'll just start naming PGA names to Brian. You can just who's that? Next guy's going to win next. But I'm looking here. Brian actually did a great job. He printed out 4 pages of content.
I was really motivated this
for
week.
today's show.
After that round of golf, I'm like, this is awesome.
There's 4 pages of content. And I'm just concerned here, Brian, because we're not going to go too much in the U.S. Open because obviously it was a couple days ago. Under Bryson, it says Chi-Town is off the Bryson bandwagon. Can you explain a little bit more about why you're off the Bryson after you just got on it?
I don't like his hat.
Okay.
I do not like that.
He wins a major. You hate him.
I do not like that big Puma.
Okay.
Well, that's you got to draw the line in the sand somewhere.
Yeah. So you don't mind his swing. You don't mind his decor after the rounds. And here Brian writes, his swing looks awkward. And it does. I'll give you that. That's not like a smooth
But it's just it's
putter.
It's very robotic.
Because it's on a pendulum.
Yeah.
Science.
His putter stance looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you know what? It's good to know that you can look uncomfortable on a golf course, aka me, and still shoot well.
And win a major.
But one thing I also noticed when I was watching golf over the weekend is there's a few golfers that remind me of you guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I was like, where's this going to go?
Listen to that.
Your boy is Patrick Reed.
Who?
Your boy.
Oh I love Patrick Reed.
Right.
He's my guy.
Yeah. He's like your doppelganger.
Oh, shut up. I don't wear a choker like puka shells.
You guys look very much alike. And I appreciate Patrick Reed's genetics.
Probably like 6 inches taller than Patrick Reed.
Yeah. I mean, he's not.
How tall is Patrick Reed? Look it up first. Go ahead, Brian.
Patrick Reed looks like the guy that crushes it off the golf course and on the golf course.
Now you're talking. Keep going.
Yep. All of a sudden, you got Marty's attention.
Absolutely.
You are right. You are right. Thank you, Brian.
But I'm watching him play. I'm like, that is Marty Gallagher right there.
He's 6 feet, so I'm 2 inches taller than Patrick Reed.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got nothing on
You don't cheat as much as Patrick Reed either.
Well, and on Brian's little sheet here, he's like, you can tell Patrick Reed crushes Rickabenny's, which we had Rickabenny's last week, and those that listening don't know, it was voted like the world's greatest sandwich. It's a steak sandwich with giardiniera and mozzarella on this great bun. And Daddy D took about 2 bites of his sandwich last week. It's like, this is trash.
He threw it away like a party declare.
And Marty's like, don't throw that away.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll take it home, and I'm like, just throw it away.
Again, it's a personal preference. You guys are into it. It's fine. They won't let me have my opinion at all. They're like, well, Darren, no, you just don't. Your
opinion
garbage,
doesn't matter.
You're trash. It doesn't matter. And then as they're yelling at me, verbally assaulting me on the way here, they're like, well, I'm hungry. And they pull into White Castle. So they're telling me about how shitty my palate is and how I'm not experienced in eating Chicago food. And I'm like, dude, go fuck yourselves. I mean, and they go pull into White Castle. You can't even argue.
They talk about good genetics, but they forget about
just like Rico Benny's. This is and Marty's golf game. It's a trash bag. Exactly right.
We'll get into that a little bit later about my new swing. So, but go ahead, Brian. What were you saying?
But they talk about these good genetics and stuff like that. But people forget that good genetics are also if you can eat whatever you want off the golf course, and then still go on the golf course and play well. That's also good genetics.
I mean, wouldn't it be like the greatest moment in the Sneaky Par Show history if Patrick Reed comes on the show and we're just crushing Rickabenny's with him together? Oh, God. How great would that be?
He's not going to like it.
He's from what? Texas? Or where's he from? I don't know.
Idea.
No, he's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia? That's Southern state. You don't think he'd like the breaded steak?
I mean, I would love to figure that out. Have him on here.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a poll. I'll actually, if there were 5
check
people.
That. He's from Texas.
Well, I'm just saying, Chi-Town said that you can tell Patrick Reed crushes Rickabenny's, so I'm going to take Brian's word for this one. But let's get to Brian here. Chi-Town. And
hey, we should do something right now, though. If we have 5 listeners that reach out to us, I'll send them Rico Benny's and get their opinion.
Yeah, love to.
I'll pay for it, send it to you, this sandwich, and I want to know what you think.
Hey, They're going to love
You heard it here first.
They're going to be like, where has this been all my life?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, the
again.
whole world voted the world's best sandwich that you never heard of. I mean, the whole world can't be wrong, Darren. Jesus. All right, Chi-Town, when I was reading this on the way over, Chi-Town is built like Dustin Johnson.
I agree.
I could not stop laughing at that because I don't know.
Well, and then it says
Then they go, maybe
not exactly like DJ, but that's the guy that I would aspire to be on the golf course.
And this is such a dad statement that you put on here, too.
What?
DJ looks like an Orange Theory guy with the strong core. What the fuck is that?
How drunk were you when you were doing
a
this?
strong core? Have you seen him with his shirt? Have you guys done like an ab workout together?
You can just tell.
He's very flexy.
And the U.S.
Patrick
Open.
Reed, not a strong core.
And on the U.S. Open thing we were talking about, remember I talked who's the most underrated American golfer out there?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Was it Webb Simpson?
Webb Simpson. What did Webb Simpson finish in the U.S. Open? Did anybody talk about it? Did they even show one shot of Webb Simpson all weekend?
No.
He finished tied for 8th.
Oh, wow.
Nobody talks about it. That's what I'm saying, is he's so underrated.
That's interesting. Good pick on that.
Great pick. Love that.
Very
Yeah.
good pick.
I was doing some research, And Daddy D, Chi-Town says, go ahead.
Built a little bit like Bryson.
Because I lift a lot.
Yeah.
Protein shake.
I mean, you haven't put on 40 pounds during COVID.
I mean, he's
but
muscle. I'm not.
all that matters is that the ladies are sending him private messages on Instagram.
Brian, you've lost it.
You've outdone yourself on this comparison. Is this just all from watching the U.S. Open this weekend, or what? Were you
Yes,
doing?
this is a scarier look into how my mind thinks, actually.
Listen.
I shouldn't write stuff down and then print it right away. I should probably wait.
No. This is what we love about you. Is just you're kind of just throw it out there and just see what sticks and
Keep
what doesn't.
doing it.
All right. Well, no, that's good. I mean, I'll take Patrick Reed after you explain it to me. I mean, if you want Dustin Johnson, and go ahead, and Daddy D, I think don't be walking here with one of those stupid hats on.
I think that's what I'm going to do. It's the only thing to do.
Yeah.
All
nice.
Puma.
So what about the Chicago Highlands? I had a blast.
Oh,
Great
time.
track.
Great time over there.
It was favorable to my game, right? So it links course in the fall, so everything's cut. Basically,
Decent sized fairways.
yeah, one big fairway.
Yeah.
You got only 118 there, or 2 tracks?
There's just 118.
Just 118, yeah. So Brian played his first round, he's saying, in 14 months.
Yes.
Which is crazy. And I'll tell you, I golfed in his foursome with him, and what'd you shoot, a 101?
101.
And
Not
that
bad.
was, now, what did you, won a couple of skins, right? Did you get a natural birdie, and how many natural
Yeah, I
pars?
got natural. I can't even remember the last time I had a natural
It's on the
birdie.
sheet. It's been 5 years since your last birdie.
There you go.
I read your notes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
2 natural pars, like that just doesn't happen.
No, but I mean, what's funny is we were playing our Scotch game. We have a little, everybody's got their own variation of the Scotch games, and it was Brian and I versus the other 2 guys in our foursome, Derek and Jeff.
No, I was on Jeff's.
Oh yeah, it was you and Jeff versus
Yeah.
Derek and I. And so we're going, the Scotch games are like you're up 30, you're down 30, you're up 60. I think at the end of it, I think we won like $4.
$4. Yep.
I mean, it's such a pillow fight. I guess your guys, Darren, you were on the other foursome.
Yep.
I think it was like $7.
Yeah.
Like it was just all this like calculations. You look at the scorecards, and it's just like all of that for $4 and $7.
And I was a high handicap in mine.
And then we won the team skins. So technically, I was positive $16 for the day.
And
huge victory.
And do we remember what I shot on the front 9?
Yes, you showed it. Tell the listeners.
So I'm a 8 handicap index, about mid 80s kind of guy. And my front 9, I was not playing very well. And then Brent, the member, said, we pulled up to the halfway house on 10. He goes, well, I've never seen this in my entire life. I'm like, what's that? He's like, you had a 5 on every hole for a 45. So that was not my ideal front 9, but it was still funny. I don't think I've ever.
Hey, I mean, a couple pars, couple bogeys, and a couple doubles.
And then at that point, I'm like, I'm going to try to go all 5s the entire round. And then number 10, I hit a 4.
Well, you came back and shot a good back
Yeah.
nine.
But I think we figured out my handicap, though.
No, you need more than one round, Brian.
He goes, hey, guys, I'm a 10.
Well, we gave Brian, what did we give you? 25 strokes, was it? Or was it 20?
Give me 1 stroke a hole.
Oh, so we gave you 18 with the par 3s.
Yeah, including the par 3s. But that was the difference in Destin. Destin was not favorable to me because you didn't give me a stroke on the par 3s.
Sure.
I think now we figured it out to keep it fair. Par 3s, obviously not my strong point. Right? I need a stroke on those.
And Brian hasn't played golf in so long. He had that new Wilson driver, which he hit pretty well. I mean, the Wilson, it sounded great.
Yeah,
but he's
it did.
playing forged irons.
So I don't know what forged irons are.
I mean, I'm playing the Mizuno, the 850s, which are not forged. They're just, I wouldn't call them oversized, but they're not as, they're more forgiving than the forged irons that you're using. And, none of us here use blades.
No, I don't think we could.
But a couple guys in your foursome were like
those
ones
guys
and
are-
twos and threes and using.
and Brent
blades.
just ordered.
Do they use
PhDs.
blades or do they use forged irons?
But I think both of the Longo and Brent have blades.
Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah, blades,
I mean, you're-
blades is a style of club head. Forge is a process. It can be two autonomous things.
Okay, well,
Oh,
damn,
that's
he's
good
dropping
to know.
some
Right.
knowledge.
Dropping knowledge. I did not know that.
Yeah, so Brian should
All I
have the
know-
old Nike slingshots from
No.
back in the day.
I disagree. Don't fall for that trap, amateur 100, I shoot 100 golfers, right? Go out and get the forged irons. Because if you do get it in a sweet spot, it goes much further.
So what you're saying is,
No,
what you're
that's
saying
the
is
point,
there's
Brian.
blades and there's cavity backs. Those are the two styles.
No, there's blades like the ones that our buddy Derek got, the 921s from Mizuno. Those are forged, and then they have the blades.
No, but the style is it's forged, but if they don't have a cavity back, that's considered a blade.
Correct.
And-
The
yeah.
forge has a little bit of
Yeah.
cavity.
So
back.
and the other ones is in other words, forged is the process of making the club head. So that's what most blades are forged because that's what they use because it's a solid metal piece, right, as opposed to the big.
yeah, like
inserts.
Dinsey had a forged.
Yeah,
Or, sorry, had the blades.
He's his titleist.
All right.
Right? Yeah.
Go with the forged.
The best part about Brian when we're talking about Highlands is it is now a Brian approved country club.
It is. My stamp of approval.
So if any,
I gotta let Brent know.
Brian is welcome back anytime. He's got an honorary membership because he has approved it.
Yes. I give it 5 wine glasses.
And the picture of Brian drinking the white wine was actually what, Brian?
Prosecco.
Prosecco. So even more manly.
I was so excited to see that on the menu.
Prosecco.
But it is, it is a Chi-Town approved country club because it's a place where you can have a glass of wine or Prosecco with another man comfortably.
By a fire.
So what would make a non-Brian approved country club? So what makes? I'm sorry. Let's do this. What makes it an approved Brian country club besides the Prosecco with other dudes?
No, I said that's it. If you can pull up to the clubhouse and you can have a glass of wine with another guy there, there's a couple other guys having a glass of wine. Chi-Town approved.
I'm pretty sure that's every country club.
Yeah,
I've been plenty.
so it has nothing to do with golf, nothing to do with the clubhouse, nothing to do with the members.
There's one on the south side that you cannot have a glass of wine.
What, Ridge?
Yeah.
You can't have a glass of wine at Ridge? I'm pretty sure,
I've
Brian, if
never
you wanted
seen
a glass
anybody
of
with a
wine.
glass of wine at Ridge.
Well, it's,
Well, glass of wine, box of wine.
yeah,
it's the same thing.
whatever. Oh, that's great. That's great. So, all right. Well, I mean, if Brian approves it, I mean, I think
I guess we can go back.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
go back. Just join up Chicago Highlands.
Now I gotta find some money and get invited.
And I guess it's just if you can drink wine and not get weird looks, I guess it's Brian approved. Who cares if it's a dog track or what?
There you go. Yep.
That's fair. That's fair.
Nice. So did I tell you guys that I know I've said this to Daddy D a while, but I think I figured out golf. I changed my swing on Tuesday
For the 100th time.
for the 100th time, but I think I have it figured out.
You guys understand how many times I've heard this.
What did you shoot?
Oh no, I just
Well,
did
it has nothing to do with
yeah,
that.
yeah. I just went to the range, but when
one's keeping score
when
right
I've-
now.
When I've gone to the range before and I hit balls, I was a scooper, and I still was, right. I'd try to pick the ball and I'd go up, and when you go in the range, you're supposed to have these divot patterns that kind of go, vertically, and not just spaced all over the place, so the grass doesn't get so it can grow back easier. And Tuesday was the first time I ever had those vertical divot patterns and actually was hitting the ball first and then hitting the Paynes Valley. You had Rory and J Rose versus Tiger and JT, and I think you guys know my thoughts on JT. Not a big fan. Kind of got that poor man's Ryder Cup feel out there on the course. You had a lot more fans than you typically see in a tournament. I don't know. I figured that it's not a PGA
it's not
sanctioned
even
event.
comparable.
Yeah, I didn't even take it seriously though.
What are you talking about?
When Tiger wears shorts, you're not taking it seriously.
This is a whole different thing. This is a fundraiser for Payne's family. It's not
Sure,
anything
sure.
to do with Ryder Cup.
Do you see his son?
Yeah,
did the opening
looks just
shot?
like him.
Looks just like him.
Great
Good
swing.
looking dude, by the way,
Good-looking
too.
guy. Good looking guy.
And then they actually gave him an extra shot on the 19th hole because he put it in the water, which is actually pretty funny.
Think about that though. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, how much of the pressure you got? Player, Nicholas, Woods,
Yeah.
Rory. You got like the biggest names in golf there. I mean, I would have missed the ball.
Yeah. I was wondering if he doesn't play professionally at all or
Why
amateur
that
or
swing
something.
looked great. I mean,
He looked good.
yeah, it was.
Who are we talking about?
Payne Stewart's son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who
I
Payne
thought-
Stewart is? Brian?
Yeah, I thought you were talking
Okay.
about Tiger's son. That's why I was a little confused.
No. He could probably beat us too.
Oh, there's no doubt.
From what I understand, Tiger's son is a soccer player.
No,
he plays golf.
He
too.
plays golf too. Yeah,
He's got a good swing too.
No, but I thought it was cool. I enjoyed watching it. The mic thing with everybody mic'd up kind of have like this kind of banter. It starts off kind of slow and awkward, but then once they get past a few holes, I think they finally settle into a groove.
Well, you got to also think about it. That is not normal for them.
No.
So they're like, they're watching everything they say, and they know their mic the entire time. And
well, they had
thinking
like the
about,
AirPods in too, which is kind of
and
different.
just thinking about that on every swing, and even when you're not thinking about it. One of them, I think JT made a comment, or one of them to the announcers, like, I make sure I don't say anything bad.
Yeah.
Like you're on a 5 or 10 second delay, so they're like,
No,
we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, you messed up too bad. But yeah, it's got to be weird for those guys, but they know it's for charity, and I think it's a good
Well,
thing.
they needed a Barkley like the other one.
So how do you qualify to play in that tournament? Not finish in the top 10 in the U.S.
That's
Open?
actually what I was.
That's
that's
how
what I was
Tiger
wondering.
invites you to come to an opening of this course.
It must be Tiger's boys, like the closest on Europe and USA.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with the Europe USA. Like, you kind of, like, everybody was talking, like, oh, they're going to be chummy, but then the competitive juices are going to come out. Which
Oh,
you
yeah.
saw that
Yeah.
happen. Did you see what Lee Westwood put on after the third round of the Open on Twitter? It was something like, I thought the U.S. Open was about hitting fairways and greens, and I think Matthew Wolff hit 12 out of 54 fairways in the first 3 rounds. And basically calling it out like, oh, well, you can still not hit the green or the fairways and still score well in the U.S. Open. It's like, Lee Westwood, what the fuck have you done in golf? And then Ian Poulter chimes in, we've been waiting for him to break through for 12, 13 years. He chimes in like something like agreeing with him because all those UK golfers over there, they always like stick together. It's like, Poulter, what the fuck have you done in golf? Like, you've been calling out Tiger for 10, 12 years. Johnny Miller hates him. That's what I miss about Johnny. I mean, Poulter's done some Ryder Cup things that have been great, but other than that, you got Lee Westwood, who has no room to call anybody out in any major. Out
Is
there.
he the one that looks like Mrs. Doubtfire? No, that's Colin Montgomery. Never mind. Sorry. My bad. I was confusing British golfers.
Could that be?
I don't know. I read it and I'm just like, get out of here, guys. Like, come on. Like, and you get Rory. I think Rory respects the American game. And, you know, Justin Rose respects the American game too.
I wish they would just stop bitching about it.
I know. Everybody, like
U.S.
you said,
Open, we know it's hard.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean,
Only 2 guys were under par. What else were you gonna do?
That's what it's supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
that's a successful U.S. Open.
I don't know.
I mean, not winning by what? What do you win by 6
6
strokes or something crazy like that? I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed watching it.
was
Yeah, I mean, that 19th hole was super cool. It looks like that green's going to fall into that pond or lake.
The 19th hole was cool. Like what's his name? Johnny Morris, the guy who created
Yeah.
Bass Pro, which I'm a big fan of. So I've been to Branson and Table Rock Lake with my family. And the fact that was his idea and his design on the 19th to settle bets. I love that idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cock Hill
Yeah.
has the 19th hole.
Oh, okay. I
That's
don't think
out.
I've ever seen that.
Yeah, so once you when you come
After
off
Ravines.
after Ravines, but it's next to Cog number. I'm sorry, Dubs number 11. The tee box. It's the opposite way, so it's the 19th. It's pretty cool, and it's a far par 3. I mean, it's an uphill one, so it's actually super fun to play.
You guys got to give me some takeaways that you need me to do while I'm there and videotape or take pictures of or something.
I want you to jump in the pond.
Oh.
That's the first thing I'm like. We shirt off.
I think this might be my new like Midwestern like type home course, so I can't do anything.
well, it's
bad.
in the Ozarks area, which is still it's a drive, and you're flying down there, right? Yeah.
But as a hillbilly fisherman and golfer, I want to make sure I'm on good side.
Well, you don't got to tell Marty. Marty's been down to the Ozarks a couple times.
We know.
You know, he's got a souvenir from there.
Yeah, we do. But place called Party Cove. We've never been. This was in 2002,
Heard it's awesome.
2003.
Never been.
Yeah, there may or may not be 5 hours plus of video of us down there in our early 20s, but don't go looking for that. But what's great is that like this whole like match between the two, and the way that Tiger and JT won was whoever was closest to the pin was the tiebreaker. The 19th was kind of anticlimactic, but it was just a way to just end the match and make it.
And
easy as
they
possible.
had like $1 million, or if they had a hole in one to donate to the charity. And then the closest to the pin was $500,000. I think, right?
Oh, nice.
So there was a reason why they were doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if there are men drinking wine there.
Oh, could this be Chi-Town approved country club?
A virtual
It's a public
Chi-Town
course.
approval.
Virtual. I think it'd be fun if they had this match with those 4 and they're drinking. They got a beer cart girl out there. They're grabbing cocktails, like just I don't know, making it super loose because obviously that's what it was. But I don't know if that's really.
I mean, I feel like we just talked about this. Bryson doesn't drink. I mean, Tiger probably doesn't drink that much at all.
What do you? I mean, yeah.
I mean, he is so.
No, but what's great though is that match kind of is going to bring us to our next topic. Is we have a big match coming up this weekend, and we were sitting at the club after we talked about last week the Smoke Daddy hockey golf outing. And you get a little cocktails in you, and everybody starts talking like, you suck, no, you're worse than I am, I'm better than you. And a match was born. And that match is going to happen this weekend. It is me, myself, and Dally AV versus our other two buddies.
So Shaitan, you and I are not.
Yeah, you guys are not golfing with us.
Another golf outing without Chi-Town.
Well, but I think they said like, oh, we'll destroy you guys. We're going to whoop you. We're going to do $500 a head.
Whoa.
All this kind of stuff. So Dally and I were like, hey, we're in. You know how everybody's drinking after. They always have these, stupid bets. But we're actually doing it this weekend.
For $500 a head?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden they throw in, when it's going to be a two-man scramble, and they throw in like, oh, you got to use at least 5 of Dally's drives.
Two-man scramble.
there's always
Garbage. That's absolute garbage. I'm going to get this garbage bag out again. What are we accomplishing here?
It's a two-man scramble. And then we had, so the trash talking has already started all week, and we're having a huge discrepancy in the rules. So if you guys can shed some light on this, two-man scramble, okay? I hit my drive, Dally hits his drive, okay? My ball ends up in the rough, not a good lie. Dally can drop a club length.
Unless you're Bryson.
Dally can drop a club length from me. They're trying to say that I can actually pick up my lie too and move it within a club length of where I hit my original shot.
Yeah, in scramble, you can.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I can pick up my, even if we pick my shot.
Because if most of the scrambles are played with a foursome.
Correct.
Everybody in that group can put a.
But you can't improve your lie, though.
But you would improve your lie. If I'm buried in
Always.
the rough and we choose my shot, I can take it out of the rough and make it a better lie.
Correct.
Which I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
And we had a big whole discussion on this. The match is probably going to fall apart. It's probably never going to happen.
I don't think any big match with money should be a scramble.
So you brought up a good point. So when we were playing for money there on last Friday, right? This is what cracks me up about you guys and your handicaps. So everybody's
Mr. 18 handicap over here.
everybody's
Index.
like, oh, low handicap. But then when you want to play for money, then everybody adds like 5 strokes to their handicap.
they don't.
No, they
Right?
don't. That's-
And then on top of all that,
Plays once in 14 months. He's an expert on handicap indexes. And that.
Do you think we added to ours?
and then you go out there, right? And then what happens? Somebody moves the ball, off of, out of the.
He did say a funny thing. One of our buddies was walking in the
Who I have
fescue.
a lot of respect for, and now I have less respect for.
Apparently, he stepped on his ball, and then he's like, "Oh, here it is!" Picked it up and placed it on top in the fescue. And Brian goes to me, he goes, "Can you do that?" I'm like, "Well, not really." And he goes, "You have a lot of respect for that guy." He goes, "I didn't think he was that type of guy." But Mister, I haven't played in 14 months.
The appropriate thing would have been, hey, I stepped on my ball, and our group would be like, oh, okay, pull it out and stick it somewhere. But don't tee it up.
He put it on top of it. It was under the fescue. It was on top of the fescue.
It was been a very tough shot out of the fescue.
And I played stupid. I'm like, I don't know that rule because he was my partner.
Typical
But
Marty.
that's the problem with golf, though. When you play for money, somebody at some point during 18 holes, somebody's going to fluff their life. Somebody's going to cheat. That is the problem.
I don't know how much
There's no officials.
That's what we're worried about tomorrow.
Yes.
Or not tomorrow,
I
this
wouldn't do
weekend.
it.
No,
I wouldn't
in the
do it.
two-man scramble, we have a fifth buddy who's just going to be driving in a cart drinking, making sure that nobody is cheating and doing what they shouldn't be doing.
Do you want me to carry your bag?
Yeah, if you could. I would like to get that guy we talked about last week, Mr. I know everything about golf rules. Bring him out there to officiate them. Yeah, the R and the R&A. I'd love to have him out there telling us about it.
Wherever you are, we have a job for you.
Oh, my Lord.
Obviously, you have nothing else going on in your life, so I know you're going to.
But, I mean, after the golf outings, you're on the patio, just having those drinks, it starts getting dark out and all this thing, and everybody just... So, we had a discussion, and we always say, hey, final. It's how we kind of always, end the night, like, hey, let's have a final. So, I did this the other day on the golf course, after the round, there's a couple people at the table. I'm like, all right, boys.
After 3 final.
Well, I'll get to that. I was like, all right, guys, and we get one more final. And one guy's like, no, man, I'm good, man. I can get out of here. And I told him, I go, you can't say no to a final. Like, you have to drink it. I mean, obviously, I didn't want him driving drunk and all that, but I go, you can't refuse it. You have to take it. Now, the thing is, and I told him after that, I go, and you never have just one final. I mean, I think the most I've had is like 7 or 8 finals in a night.
I think we have servers bartenders like, okay, final, we got it.
All right, degenerates.
Which brings me to another qualification for a Chi-Town approved country club: shishito peppers. They had them as an appetizer. Fantastic. Very tough to find.
You had that at lunch before we played?
No,
Or
after.
okay.
Yep.
You are really fitting this
Island.
country club mold. Like, I don't know why you're not a member somewhere. I mean, they just scream Prosecco wine. They scream like shishito pepper appetizers.
Brian, we need you to be a member.
Yeah, please pick a good club.
One that I don't play a lot of, have connections with. Like, I don't know. I mean, I got people at Butterfield, Medina, Ridgemore, Highlands.
Look at
I need
you,
you.
Nate. Look at you,
But
name
that's the
dropping.
thing. That's the
I need
thing.
you at Butler.
Do I join a country club that I don't have any of my friends
Yes.
at?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can come to that
That's
country
zero
club.
fun.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I mean, you're not.
It's not about you, Brian.
Yeah, it's about us.
Yeah, come on.
It's about Sneaky Pie as a whole.
I don't know one thing you may or may not know about me, but I'm not the best at making new friends.
It took me 10 years to get to I actually kind of like that guy.
I mean, the fact that you're here is a plus.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't think you were actually.
Marty's like,
gonna
hey,
make
you
it.
going to do a Sneaky Party? And you're like, with Darren?
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited for this little 2-man scramble. It's
I can't wait to hear.
Playing the scramble is a nice little change from just individual stroke play, but I don't know.
I mean, there's okay.
At $500 ahead, there will be a fight.
I like.
Oh yeah, Dallas. Did you walk off the course at Olympia one year? You took your bag off the
No,
car.
that wasn't Olympia. That
Wherever
was,
it was.
I was like, you were brought up in our round the other day for that. That's a big.
What was it? The bunker
walk-off.
where you touched
Yeah,
the
so
sand?
Tall Trevor accused me of grounding my club in the.
Did you ground your
No,
club?
I don't. I've never ground my club ever.
I do. I do.
You do.
I do.
And you admit it.
I admit it. I just get so angry. I'm like, I'm not good at the bunker. I'm going to ground my club on a practice swing and do what you want. with it.
Where were we? We at Lost Dunes when you did it, and somebody you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care.
Like there's a money game. My buddy sees Marty ground his club in the bunker. He looks at me. I look at him, and we're like, did you ground your club? Marty looks at me. Yeah, I just did that.
Damn right I did.
And then the worst was that
One day that rule will change.
I hit a bunker shot with it to within 2 inches of the hole, and then he decided to be like, I saw you ground your club from across the other side of the green.
Below.
Yeah, and I was like,
What'd you do then?
what?
You took your bag
Picked
off
my
the
ball?
car.
No, I picked my ball up, put it right in there, put it in my bag, and walked right off the
You
course.
took your bag and walked
Yeah,
off the course.
yeah.
What hole was it?
It was extra innings.
Oh, it wasn't.
So you already
I thought it was
done.
like mid round or
No,
something.
no,
like
it was
that.
extra innings
Oh.
because it was settling bets at that point.
Ah,
Oh,
that makes
God.
the story a little different.
Well, this.
I'm picturing him like walking off 7.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, just the round just started, and
Yeah,
it's like.
just the second hole doesn't
Yeah.
walk back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking with this scramble. I mean, with my new swing, I got new grips. Got some medium sized grips put on the clubs these days. It's
So what you're saying is no excuses.
no excuses tomorrow.
We're excited.
Yeah.
We're excited.
I'm very curious to see if the loser pays.
Oh, they're gonna pay.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
it's in the contract.
Which is why.
Yeah, we all
which is
DocuSigned it,
how
we did.
Sneaky Pie was created.
Correct. Exactly, because our losers.
Something's
going to
happen. There's going to be some.
Oh, there's going to be controversy.
Oh,
Oh, 100%. It's already
And
controversy
then
now.
somebody's like, "Well, I'm not going to pay." No, because of that.
100%.
Yeah.
It's already going to
Yeah,
happen.
I mean-
Like somebody will say, Rico Beans is garbage, and there's going to be a fight.
We have a 100 text string that just started yesterday afternoon.
And it's like we can't even agree on like, hey, do we want to do lunch beforehand to settle the ground rules before 1:50 tee time on Saturday, and we can't even agree on that. We can't even. Everyone's arguing like, in our other buddy and his partner's like, he's notoriously late. He won't show up for lunch on time. I don't even want to. He shows up 5 minutes before his tee time. I'm like, so they're already on tilt.
Yeah, you start the fight between
They're
them.
already on tilt. Like when Daly and I play together against each other,
We have to be on tilt.
we usually hate each other.
Yeah.
Can't stand each other because he's a terrible off the tee, but he's phenomenal. Come back. Come on. Where's your slice? You know, if you get past those trees, we might still use it, dude. Oh, you're in a trap? Maybe. Phenomenal around the greens.
Yeah.
Daly, get in the hole.
Oh, is that good?
So that's why they put in, they got to take 5 of his drives, which is like, all right, guys, well, a typical scramble, and we might have to verify this with Mr. Rules dude, is you take 2, right? Minimum 2 drives from your partner. So, I don't know. The 5 thing is because they know Daly's a shitty driver.
I remember back in the day we used to play together, Dally. You didn't like golfing with me. I
Not many do, Brian.
I used to get Dally on
shit.
tilt a little bit.
I'm gonna take my headphones off and walk out of here.
Brian doesn't know when to give up looking for his ball, and he's looking for like a Pinnacle, a Strata, or a Top Flight. It's not
It's a
like
Wilson.
And I'm like, hey, Brian, here's a Pro V. He's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, that's a $5 ball for you.
And the next hole he spent
Awesome.
even double the time we get for a $5 ball that he got
Don't
for free.
ever give Schleyer one of those.
Oh, brings me to another great story on the course.
Yeah.
When you gave me that Pro V that you found, I hit it on the other fairway the next hole.
Yeah.
And another foursome's coming up, and he's like, looks at me, he goes like this. He goes, I'm like,
What is that? Are you holding up 7?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, it was a Pro V7. I'm like, yes. He says, okay. It's like right here. And I'm like, thank Lord you gave me that ball, and I wasn't using a Strata.
Yeah.
The guy went by.
The other guy uses a Strata Ultra. I think you have a Top Flight in your bag, too. It's... I'm excited, though. Yeah, I feel
100
like-
golf balls, $50 Dick's Sporting
Yeah, but
Goods.
you're back into the game.
AAA
They're not
used.
going to be letting you into these country clubs if you're going to be playing these type of balls.
It's
You're
an
gonna get laughed
expensive
at.
sport.
Well, right. I mean,
Just don't lose balls.
yeah.
What was your W2 last year? But, you know,
But I mean, we're not gonna be friends. It's gonna be probably we're gonna need 2 weeks away from the other.
Yeah. Separate cars.
Separate
like
cars.
a long drive close to the pen. I mean,
No,
just
this is going to be a straight up 2
scramble.
minutes. So we want to change it now. We want to do best 2 out of 3, where we'll do a scrambles, just stroke play, and then we'll do a match play scramble, which I think would be fun. But we're already getting pushback from these guys are married with kids, so they're just like, we only could do one, and it's just it's painful.
It's
And-
tough to get out. What, 3 weeks? 3 weeks in a row, 2 out of 3, or no?
It doesn't have to be. It could
No,
last a
but
year.
you can. Yeah, we can play the other match whenever. Now, the team that wins the first is going to want to play that match a lot quicker than the second team. They'll just kind of let that one go. But I don't know. You just got to try to find a fair way to do it. We're trying to play a neutral course that nobody knows, but obviously the guy who made the reservation stacked it in his favor because it's close to his house. So
It's
just
the one he played since high school.
yeah, it's a mess.
Oh, this is getting interesting.
What course is it?
Hilldale.
Hilldale and
It's right off of
Hoffman
90 in
Estates.
Hoffman Estates.
Did you tell me you only golf on country clubs?
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? I mean, just go beat him on a public course and
Show them how it's done.
show him how it's done, and then they'll know that we'll beat him at a country club. So no, we're looking forward to it. It'll be fun and things like that. So, what do you got this weekend, Bri? As a married guy, you got anything fun?
Before I get started, I have a bone to pick with Justin Leonard.
Do it, do it. So who's on your shit list? We have Bryson's now on your shit list. Justin Leonard's on your shit list.
In particular, Justin Leonard.
Go ahead.
All
Let's hear
right.
it.
So I'm watching and see what hole is it. Day 3, 5th hole. Justin Thomas is hitting from a fairway bunker. Right. Strokes it. Nails it on the green. Justin Leonard says, quote, unquote, he's such a good fairway bunker player.
Standard
Who-
announcing.
Who is a good fairway bunker player?
Justin
Tiger
Thomas.
Woods?
Like, you're saying,
guy you
like,
just
you don't want to get into the fairway bunker. So if you don't, I mean, it's not like these guys are out there practicing hitting out of the fairway bunkers.
It happens a
yeah,
lot.
they do.
I'm sure
That's
they
like
are.
so I relate it to if you make a 3-point shot off the backboard and the announcer says he's such a great 3-point shooter off the backboard.
I see your point. Most of the time, they're trying to avoid the fairway bunkers by shooting shorter or longer, knowing where they are. Every once in a while, if they're going for it, hit a bad shot, they get in the fairway. They have to practice it. So he's saying there's certain players that are better at a long range bunker shot than around the green.
All I'm saying is call it before you say it. Right? If you're gonna call out that somebody's a good fairway bunker player, which no one's ever said, like, then say it before he hits out of the fairway bunker. Not after he sticks it.
If
on the
anybody
green.
else was saying this, I wouldn't believe him. But this knowledge and this guy, he knows so much.
I mean,
it's gotta.
I get it. I get it.
I'm bringing just common sense to golf over here.
Leonard. Can't believe him.
Yeah, the nerve of that guy to say that he's a good fairway bunker player.
And next week I have a bone to pick about the golf stats. I have some stuff to. It's ridiculous. It's worse than Major League Baseball.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
Give us a little sneak taste of
I
what.
can't. Like, I'll read the description. I'll read the description on one of the when you compare like greens and regulation to the rest of the field in their description for it. It's ridiculous. You know the hilarious thing about the golf stats is they list all the top 10. Like I've never heard of any of them. None of the top players are actually in like the rankings that they list on the PGA Stats website. Which is awesome.
I can't wait till next week. Guys, tune in next week.
It's all
I'm already
useless.
falling
For
asleep on
Chi-Town
this
just
one.
going to
It's all useless information.
We're gonna just have Brian in the studio next week by himself, just boring you guys to sleep.
Oh.
With
Dude, that would be awesome. Like having him come in by himself
Yeah.
and just do analytics and like numbers.
Yeah,
They just
And
give
can you believe?
they give you all this data and it just means nothing? It means nothing.
it's amazing that Brian can't make too many friends.
Sponsored by Rico Benny.
Oh my lord! Well, I mean, all those announcers, they gotta. I mean, like Darren said, I get what you're saying on the fairway bunkers, but the idea is that you're never going to be always in the fairway. You're going to be in trouble, and if you can get out of trouble and still hit a great shot. Now, I can understand if he would have scolded out of the sand trap and hit like a rock and landed on the green. He wouldn't have been like, "Oh, he's a great bunker or fairway bunker player." He'd have been like, "Hey, you got lucky," but he is a great fairway bunker player.
I mean, I also want to say that like this guy's talking live.
Yeah.
And something came out of his mouth that may have not could have been argued and Chi-Town found it. But he didn't know what to say. He wanted to say something confident, uplifting. He's like, oh, he's a great fairway bunker player. And then you just verbally assault him for it, which
So
is
rude.
still hilarious.
So if the NBA announcer, after he banked the three in, you'd be like, "Oh, he's a phenomenal 3-point shooter." That's what you're getting at. Nobody would ever say that after you bank one in.
You'd say he's a phenomenal 3-point shooter off the backboard. That's what the announcer would say. That's the equivalent.
He's a phenomenal bank
yeah.
shooter. Yeah.
No announcer would ever say that.
No, but when Tim Duncan was a great glass shooter, they
You
would
don't
say
shoot
that.
3-pointers off the backboard.
Yeah.
Nobody's good at it.
Okay.
Not even Larry Bird is good at it, but not even he would do it in the game.
Speaking of Larry Bird, Larry Legend.
You're Indiana boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're going to cut it there. We just heard what we're going to be talking about in episode 5 next week. Shalair's got a bunch of stats and analytics he's going to wow us with.
Break down.
Yeah, Shalair's got a QPR coming up.
Yeah, I want to know like how they're wrong.
Yeah.
2020.
Brian with his mathematics degree from Southern Illinois University. All right, well, we'll cut it there. We got some good stuff coming next week in the numbers. We'll talk about the match, and we'll probably have less friends, Dallas and I, when we come back. Check us out on all the social media stuff and all that good jam, and go buy some shit. I'm sick of having it sitting in my house in the basement. So buy some shit. We'll sign it. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Later.
Later.